Congratulations, you've taken your first step to building a property portfolio by downloading Sit On It, the mini guide. Basically, it's using other people's energy, other people's expertise, other people's time. We buy property with a focus on capital growth, and we use that growth to buy further properties. We all know that property is the greatest wealth building tool. The richest people in the world invest in property. There'll always be a demand for property, and there'll always be governments who support you in your property investment. In Australia, it's probably the best place in the world to invest in property right now. Why is that so? There are several reasons. Taxation, capital growth, population growth, location. Why is property one of the best vehicles for creating wealth? It's because they're not making any more land. You might be thinking, can I invest in property? In my opinion, everybody can invest in property. The average investor in Australia earns around about $50,000 a year. You can invest. Let me explain. Property isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich-slowly system. You've heard the terminology timing the market. With property, you have to say it slowly. It's time in the market. Currently, the majority of our investors are everyday mums and dads, or people who are just in their 30s and 40s looking for a better future. The majority of our clients are on a regular income just like you. They may have some savings, they may have some equity in their own home. However, it isn't difficult with the right team. I don't know what you do for a living, but I can do your job. Well, what a ridiculous statement. So why do we think as first-time or even second-time investors, we can do the job of all of the team that you require to build a property portfolio? Property managers, builders, financial experts, mortgage brokers, pest inspectors. There are at least 20 or 30 people who help you build a property portfolio. Our role is to bring these people together to help you build your property portfolio. It's really important to get your team together. You may like to do this on your own, but it's taken me 20 years to get the best team in the country together. You can access this team at any time, in any state, with the Australian Property Panel. What makes the best property investment? Well, I buy property with a focus on capital growth. I use that growth to buy further properties. So I've got to stick to a socio-economic demographic criteria that can be duplicated every time. The top 5 or 6, 7, you can think about them yourselves. Where would your tenant want to live? Schools, for me, is the #1 priority. Families, owner-occupiers. I want at least 70 to 80% owner-occupiers. They will recapitalize in their property and bring the property prices up. My investment property next door is very important, and it will grow on the back of the owner-occupiers. Transport. If I can't get onto a motorway within 7 minutes to get around a city, I don't buy a property. Shopping. If I can't get to a major shopping centre within 10 minutes, I don't buy a property, and neither will your tenant want to live in that area. Employment. I want multiple industries. I don't go into tourism areas, and I don't buy in mining areas. Lifestyle. Can I get to the beach? Can I get to the cinema? All of these things are very important for your tenant. If you want 100% occupancy, you've got to really look at the criteria of your purchases. Obviously, property doesn't come cheap. There are outgoings, building insurance, interest rate repayments, property management fees. All of these things are so scary if you don't understand them. As long as you have the right team around you, it's easy to understand. Yes, there are costs, but there's lots of ways that we can offset those costs through tax deduction, income from rent, etc., etc., etc. I could show you how to do this in 30 minutes. How much would a property really cost you to hold? Well, if you come and see the Australian Property Panel, we'll show you exactly to the penny how much it would cost. If you want to change your life for the better and that of your family, I'd like you to sign up for one of our workshops or even request a one-on-one consultation. The Australian Property Panel is an advisory committee. We will not try to sell you a property. We will not ask you to sign anything. We will answer all of your questions, and we will present an independent team to help you build a property portfolio. With just 1 hour of your time, we can show you exactly how much it might cost you to build a property portfolio. The other thing that I will promise you is that we will answer all of your questions obligation-free. Guys, thank you for spending a couple of minutes of your life with us. Obviously, we've only given you this much of what you need to know to build a property portfolio. But I will, again, promise you this, that if you come to one of our workshops, you'll have fun, you'll educate yourself, and you'll be able to move forward. If you can't get to one of the workshops in one of the states, give us a call and we'll come to you.